Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. I hope you remember we are doing which lesson? We are doing lesson number 8, that is cell, structure and function. Last time we had discussed about the shape, size of the cell. In the very beginning we discussed what is cell and some of the people what were their views regarding what is cell. And in our today's session we are going to see about the parts of cell. There are three basic parts of cell. Which are those three basic parts? First of all, the outer layer, that is cell membrane. The innermost layer, the outermost layer that is differentiating one cell from the other, that is cell membrane. Inside the cell, there is one particular thing, a spherical thing, that is nucleus. Here, between nucleus and cell membrane, you have cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains many organelles which carry out various functions necessary for existence. Okay, whatever things which are necessary for the existence, for them, the organelles are there, and where are the organelles present? In the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance. So, between cell membrane and nucleus, we are having this. Coming to, this was about cytoplasm. Coming to cell membrane. Now, what is cell membrane? Cell membrane, it is, first we will note down about it and then about the nucleus. If we talk about cell membrane, then cell membrane, it is the outer layer of the cell which differentiates a cell from another cell. In detail, we are going to study about it. The next part, which is this one, which is nucleus. Nucleus is the control center of cell and all the hereditary information is there in nucleus. We are going to study about it in detail, but before we study about it, these three parts we should know. Any typical cell contains these main three things: cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. Note down first, draw a diagram, a small circle and a small circle inside it like this, and note down these things. After that, on the basis of the nucleus, we are having a bifurcation of cell again. First we studied any organism as either unicellular or multicellular. Now we will study any organism into two parts, either prokaryotic or eukaryotic, which depends upon the nucleus. I will teach you that, but before that, note down this, please. I hope you have noted it down. Let's move further. Now if we talk about nucleus, then on the basis of presence of nucleus, any particular organism is divided. Now what happens? There is any particular organism Any organism can be bifurcated into two parts. Either it is a prokaryotic or a eukaryotic. Just now only I said you that inside the cell the structure is like this. Cell, nucleus, cell membrane, and cytoplasm. Now between the cell membrane and nucleus there is cytoplasm, and in which you are having different organelles which are performing different functions. Mitochondria, chloroplast, all these things we will understand and we will come to know. But before that we are differentiating any organism on these two parts, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Now what is the meaning of this word prokaryotes and eukaryotes? Prokaryotic organisms are those organisms which do not contain well defined nucleus. Means right now only we studied that the nucleus, it is containing all the DNA and the hereditary information about which we are going to study in detail. So nucleus is having DNA material. Very important thing in nucleus, that is DNA. Now because this nucleus is having DNA, it will be able to work on it. That is, it will be able to transfer all the hereditary information. But this prokaryotic cell, it does not contain well defined nucleus. Instead of nucleus, suppose this is any bacteria, then instead of nucleus there is nucleoid present in it, and no membrane bound organelles are present, it only contains ribosomes. This is nucleoid. Nucleoid, devoid of nucleus, that means it does not contain nucleus, but all the hereditary materials are tangled like this. They are having cell membrane, they have ribosomes, but they do not have membrane bound organelles. Just now only we did know that over here in cytoplasm there are many organelles are present which are carrying out different function. Those organelles are membrane, means outer layer hota hai unko bhi. So those are absent over here. They only contain ribosomes. Next example of it is all the types of bacteria. Bacteria is the only thing that is a prokaryotic one. Otherwise, all are eukaryotic. So, what is the difference between this and this? You can see over here. Here there is nucleus and here there is no nucleus. But both of them are containing DNA material. Specifically in this spherical shape it is not present, and neither it is having an outer layer. It is just like this, the DNA material is tangled in between somewhere. While over here organisms contain Here membrane bound organelles are present. And here the example is like you can remember eukaryotic, anyone? Here you can write name of any plant, any animal, all the kingdom plants, animals, everything except bacteria are eukaryotic. So this is about how these two things are getting differentiated as. What things are getting differentiated as? Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. If we talk about prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, then they are any particular cell is having three components. Which three components? Cell membrane, then nucleus and cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains many small particles. Now, any organisms which do not contain well-defined nucleus, that is prokaryotic. Any organism that contains well-defined nucleus, that is eukaryotic. Membrane-bound organelles are absent in prokaryotic, while membrane-bound organelles are present in eukaryotic. Here example is bacteria, here it is plants, animals, or anything else. This is one of the diagrammatic view of prokaryotic, and this is the diagrammatic view of eukaryotic. Okay, so this is how you can differentiate between these two. Here many organelles will be present. And which organelles will be there, what will be their function, that we are going to discuss. But before that, you have to note this down so that we can start on with cell membrane. I hope you have noted it down. This is one of the very important concept. You should know what is prokaryotic and what is eukaryotic. Now let's move further. The next particular topic which we are going to do is cell membrane, and even in your textbook the cell membrane has been drawn, like a plant cell is shown, and here also we are having a plant cell. I hope you can see this plant cell. If you observe this plant cell, then this is one of its layer and this is another layer. Okay, this is cell membrane and above it, it is having one more layer, that is cell wall. At the center you are having nucleus. Inside the nucleus also we are going to study what things are there, and other things are what you can see over here. About them we are going to study. But first of all, the outer layer, that is cell membrane, and above it there is one more layer. I hope you are able to see that there are two layers over here. One is this one and inside it this one. So these are the two layers. Okay. So I separated it just to show you that this is the first outside layer and this is the inside layer. There are two layers only in plant cell. Animal cell has only one layer, and that one layer first we will study about, and that is this inner layer, which is cell membrane. What is cell membrane? It is the outer layer of the cell which gives shape and size to the cell. Now listen and tell me one thing. If anyone is welcomed at your home, like there are two categories of people. There are good people and bad people. If suppose your friends and your family members, if they are like family members means those who are in your family but they do not live at your home, if those people will come at your home, what will you say them? Okay, please come. And typical particular Gujarati word bhale padharya is said to them. You will allow them to enter, right? So those people, you know them, you know that they are by any means they are not going to harm you. You will allow them to come inside your house. You will welcome them with a broad smile. But if any thief is coming at your home, will you tell them, yes, please come and take away all the gold or whatever cash is present? Will you tell them like that? No. You are not going to tell them like that. The similar thing is the work of cell membrane. Cell membrane is like the outer layer. It is like the door. From the door, only those are allowed to enter who are beneficial to us. So, cell is also like that. Cell is also called as selective permeable membrane. As it allows entry and exit of certain materials only. वो कुछ ही चीज़ों को अंदर आने देता है और कुछ ही चीज़ों को बाहर जाने देता है. It will not allow all the things to enter. So it is called as selective permeable. Permeable means allowing the entry and exit. Selective means only some things. Not all the things are welcome. So those things which cell will think is harmful to it, it will not allow them to enter only. Okay. So it is the outer boundary of the cell. Boundary bolo, layer bolo, it is one and the same thing which gives shape and size to the cell. And moreover, it is the active permeable membrane because it will allow only entry and exit of certain materials. All the things will not be allowed to come in, nor all the things will be allowed to move out. Now coming to this cell membrane is present in both plant cell and animal cell. But animal cell have one extra layer. This is cell membrane in a plant cell. Outside the cell membrane there is one more extra layer present in plant cells, and that is of cell wall. Just now also I showed you, and it is present only in plant cells. As you can see over here, there is one layer over here, outside layer, that is cell wall. This layer, extra layer which you can see over here at these edges, that is cell wall. Where is cell wall present now? You can see the cell wall is present just exactly behind this cell membrane. So the outer wall surroundings of the cell membrane is cell wall. Very important thing about cell wall is it is present only in plant cell. Except plant cells, it is not at all present, and it is made up of cellulose. Outer layer of cell membrane is called cell wall, where it is present only in plant cells, and what it is made up of? Cellulose. These are some of the keywords which you have to memorize. If we talk about why this cell wall is there now, that might be a question, why plant cell is having that extra layer? Plants are immobile, that means they cannot move from one place to another. Because the plants cannot move from one place to another, so they are having one extra cover that is going to help them out. Okay, suppose imagine that if the cyclone is coming or anything, any other problem is coming, there is rain, then human beings will move, animals will move, and they will take shelter. Where will these plants go? They need some kind of protection from all these things, and for that God has given them extra one layer, and that is cell wall. So cell wall, it provides protection, this is very important part, to cell by high wind speed, temperature variations. High wind speed, temperature variations, as well as atmospheric moisture. So that is the functioning of cell wall. What we have discussed just now, we have discussed about two things, cell membrane and cell wall. What is cell membrane? It is the outer layer of the cell, and which is giving the shape and size to the cell. It is also called as selective permeable membrane. Why? It will allow entry and exit of only certain materials. It will not allow all the things to enter nor all the things to exit. Cell wall, it is the outer layer of cell membrane. This is cell membrane and beyond it you are having cell wall. Why it is in the cell wall? It will provide the protection against high wind speed, temperature variations and atmospheric moisture. What is the cell wall made up of? It is made up of cellulose. So this is about the cell membrane which we had a talk about. After cell membrane we are having the next particular part which is cytoplasm, and in cytoplasm there are many cell organelles, and we will discuss about those cell organelles also. So before we start on further with the cytoplasm, please note it down so that we can move further. I hope you have noted it down. Now let us move further on the next particular topic, which is cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm and where it is present? Try to recall once again. This is what we are talking about. Cell membrane, nucleus, and in between whatever is the space, there you are having cytoplasm. Here is cytoplasm present. Okay. First of all, what it is? It is a jelly-like fluid. And where it is present in the space between nucleus and cell membrane. It is present in the space between nucleus and cell membrane. Here is the cytoplasm. It contains many organelles which carry out different functions. Now, what are the things which are present inside the cytoplasm. Here it is, one of the model of animal cell. I hope you are able to see it. See, if you can see here, it is Golgi apparatus, this is endoplasmic reticulum, this is mitochondria. Here entire white colored portion is what? It is cytoplasm. This is the nucleus, and here you are having endoplasmic reticulum. The small black colored dots which you can see, these are ribosomes. All these organelles we are going to study, and this is just a model in front of you with the help of which you will be able to, you might not be able to see the tags over here, but I pronounced it for you, and see here it is like somewhat something like this. Okay, even this is animal cell because it is having only one outer layer and it is almost always circular in shape. Here you can see, I think like this is the plant cell, where here you are having mitochondria, chloroplast. This again black dots, you are having it as ribosomes. And if we talk about this particular fact, this is mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body. So like this, all the different organelles are present, and we are going to study those organelles in detail. Okay, here they have also given you some of the functions, but we will not do the functions over here. We will do it in detail when we are going to study about all the organelles which are present in the cytoplasm. We will study about all the organelles which are present in the cytoplasm in detail. It is given in your textbook when there is a comparison. Okay, so let us move further. First, note down the entire cytoplasm part, and you can write the name of organelles. Organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, Golgi body, ribosomes, etc. are present. We will study each and every one's function in detail, do not worry. Okay, here they have given few, but we will do it in detail. But before that, you have to note down entire things of cytoplasm. After that, we will move on the next particular part, which is nucleus. So before we move further for the nucleus, note down this quick. So my dear friends, I hope that you have noted down what is cytoplasm. Now let us note down the homework of the day. Its function is to give shape and size to the cell. Second is, why is cell wall called cell membrane called selective permeable membrane? Third is, what is cell wall, where it is present, and what are its function? And the last question of the day is, write 4 points on cytoplasm. We have to write 4 points on cytoplasm that we have written from them. There's 4 points. So this is homework of the day. Note it down very quickly. So I hope, my dear friends, you have noted down the homework, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me. In our next session, we will study about the entire nucleus. Till that time, bye bye. Do the homework properly and have a very good day. That's all. Bye bye.